Welcome to part 4 of our journey ranking our board game collection. We are just about halfway through the rankings.
And I'm so excited to share with you about what makes these games special and maybe not so special.
This is Faith and Board Games. I'm Tyler Collum.
And I'm Caitlin Collum.
And we are ready to go with our number 50.
Our number 50 is Nunatek, Temple of Ice.
Nunatek is a really interesting game where you are going to be drafting cards for two reasons. First reason is for points at the end of the game. Second reason is to place your ice blocks out in order to build up this temple of ice. And as you place these ice blocks out, you're going to be strategically placing them in ways that will set you up to score points based on different patterns that are set, as well as end game points if you are on the outside of the ice temple. That's basically the game, and it just becomes a back and forth balance of getting cards for endgame scoring that works for you, but also works for the patterns that you're setting up.
For sure. I do think this game in a way is thematic just because you do feel like you're building up a tower, and they did really great with the cubes, but overall it's not very thematic just because it is an abstract game of stacking. Yeah. But it has a very fun effect of the cascading effects that can come from placing out your cubes and making those patterns and connecting your color with somebody else's color. It's a fun puzzle, and we had a really great time when we played it.
We did. Yep. Looking forward to playing it some more. The art really helps this game.
Yes.
And the pieces. Those little ice blocks feel so nice.
It seemed like everything was very high quality in this package.
It was, yep. And they fit really well into the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
They did a really great job of that.
Nothing felt fiddly for something
didn't.
that you're stacking up. It felt really strong, like you weren't just going to bump this over and have the headache of trying to remember what happened.
For sure. Yeah, that was really great. Mm-hmm. Looking forward to more plays of this game. Yeah. Nunatek, our number 50.
Our number 49 is Toy Story Obstacles and Adventures.
Oh my goodness. This is probably the nostalgic game of nostalgic games on her list. This is a deck building game. It's in the name, Toy Story Obstacles, a deck building game. Is it actually? I don't think it is. It's not.
So underneath Toy Story Obstacles and Adventures, it does say a cooperative deck building game on the box. Gotcha. So that's a very long mouthful.
Yeah. So Toy Story Obstacles and Adventures is a deck building game where you are going to, a cooperative one, in fact, where you are going to be trying to work your way through different stories in the Toy Story universe. Or from the first movie all the way to the end, and they even threw in a couple of shorts, I believe, in there as well. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty fun. And as you work your way through this mini campaign, as each
new story gets unlocked.
Yeah, you get new adversaries to fight, new cards get unlocked, new mechanisms.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to the 6th chapter, it's not very different game. It's still a basic deck builder, but there's a lot of different mechanisms that they threw in that were all pretty fun, I thought.
Oh yeah, I love this game, and we both agreed can be broken at times. It really comes down to how the cards get shuffled and how they get laid out. Sometimes the cards are just not going to work in your favor, and there's just no way you can win.
Yeah, it's like even if you played perfectly, there's nothing you could do.
But putting that aside, because when it works, and it's really fun. I love this system of deck building. It's the same system you see in Clank.
Yes.
And I just think that that is just one of the best mechanisms ever for board gaming, the way these two games do that. And I think it does feel thematic because you do feel like you are working your way through the Toy Story movies. They do a great job at integrating the villains, at bringing in the different characters from each movie that you can buy with your card selection, and even the little token of, for example, the first scenario, you have to beat the moving truck from getting to Andy's new house, and all of that just comes together, which I think a very thematic package.
Yeah, it's really great. And I do enjoy, like, on the box cover, you'll see that it has the same art as the movie, and a lot of the cards do as well.
Yeah.
But I like your player boards. They have that coloring book style art.
Yes, and the player boards that you have, like Bo Peep is a very watercolor version. I would say like Woody and Jesse are more like a sketched version. Buzz Lightyear's like a comic book style video game poster
Yeah.
or movie poster. So yeah, that they really had a lot of fun with, and it looks really great.
Yeah, I like it when they do that, when
I
it's not
agree.
just straight
Right
from
from
the
the
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
I agree.
So that's a fun one. I'll be curious how long it lasts on our list, because it's one of those where, again, like she mentioned, it can get broken. But this was just a fun time when we first got it as a Valentine's Day date. I'm a school teacher by trade, so it worked out where we had just gotten
Valentine's
off,
weekend.
and then we also got hit with a big snowstorm, so I got like 2 or 3 more days off, and we were able to just crunch straight through that weekend.
It was
So
very fun.
it was. That was a good time. That is our number 49, Toy Story Obstacles and Adventures.
Our number 48 is Micro Macro Kids Super
Crazy City Park.
Crazy City Park.
Yep, that is quite the mouthful.
Sure is.
This is a very simple game where you will look in a casebook, choosing a case that you want to solve, and then working your way through the case. You'll have one person that needs to read it and give a question or a direction to the other players, generally younger kids, as that's what this is set for.
Yes.
And then they will just go about their time trying to find certain scenes. But what really makes this game fun is the fact that they'll usually give you kind of the end of a scene, and then they will say, well, now work your way back. How did this character or characters get to this point? And then you have to work your way back, and you'll see this character working their way across the map, see who they interacted with, what may have happened to an item or to whatever the story is that you're dealing with at the time. So it's really fun. They have a wide range of difficulties. We've played through most of the difficulty levels. We have pretty young kids, so we've gotten up to 3. I think we may have done a 4-star. I don't know quite how difficult the 5-star is. From what I understand, the difficulty is just the length of time that the case takes. So that's basically what you're getting into when you're getting into micro macro.
So it is really fun watching our kids go through these scenarios. Even the youngest that has really played the game is 3, and even she's been able to find the little pictures and help put together the puzzle. So it's been a really great game in seeing them actually be able to solve it together. It's a really fun time as a family.
It is, and you get those little green pieces that they give you.
Yes.
Super helpful.
I agree.
It's really
Keeping track.
Yeah, keeping track, and it's just really interesting how that color on that black and white background, you almost slide it around like a magnifying glass, the way it really pulls the details out, which is a lot of fun.
For sure.
Yep. Something to be aware of as you get this, though, especially on the Faith and Board Games channel, there is representation of the same-sex couple in this game. We wouldn't have noticed, but somebody commented on my video and mentioned that one was in there. Just something to be aware of in that game, but the gameplay itself
is fantastic.
Very fun.
And our kids love it.
They do. That is our number 48, Micro Macro Kids Crazy City Park.
Your number 47 is Dodo's Riding Dinos.
Yes, Dodo's Riding Dinos. This is my favorite party game, I think. There might be one that I ranked higher, but I don't know. Dodo's Riding Dinos. I love this game. So what you're doing, this is a Mario Kart style board game where you're going to get this really funny, chunky dinosaur mini with dodos on them.
The production in this is top notch.
It is. It's so fun. So bright and colorful on everything. Humorous on the cards. And you're just going to be having a hand of cards. And you're going to choose one of those cards to play. Everybody's going to do this simultaneously. You've got blue and red cards that you can choose to play. Green ones that act as reactionary cards that you can play at any time. But what makes this game really fun is the fact, especially if you're going into it, you shouldn't be going into this game with a serious competitive mindset. You should be going into this to just see what kind of shenanigans ensue. All right, same as getting into Mario Kart. Like you might get blue shelled or something. Okay, that kind of stuff. So as you play, the blue cards are going to be cards that you are for sure going to move and get to do an action that is generally weak.
Yeah.
But your red cards are going to be very powerful actions that you will be able to move with them, But depending on player count, like if it's 2 to 3 players, if you put 2 red cards down, you don't get to do the action. You'll just get to move that round, which a lot of those red cards are like you get to move 0 or 1 spaces, but you make up for that with the really cool action. So
Yeah,
it's
trying to get
play.
into your opponent's head.
Yeah, so that's that. I just really love that aspect of it.
So I would think this game is very thematic. It does really feel like a racing game, and it is really wacky and fun the way you're supposed to chuck things with you can't leave your elbow can't leave the table, or you have to just, I don't know, the way they do it. I think it comes across very thematic, and it is a fun time, and our another game our kids really enjoy when we pull it out.
Yeah, so it was really fun. Just the other day, I pulled it out with them, and it worked really well. It was like our kids can't quite read yet, but they do know their colors, so it took the green cards out to simplify it, and they were able to just let's see, they really got it. It's like, oh, if I put a red card down, maybe I won't be able to do something cool, you know. And so that was just a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
We had a good time with that, and I got absolutely wrecked in that game. Ugh. But that was a fun time. Our number 47, Dodo's Riding Dinos.
Our number 46 is Paleo.
Paleo, another fun cooperative game that can be played up to 4, but I believe it's really meant to be a 2-player game.
Feels like it.
So in Paleo, what you're going to do is you got a deck of cards, and then you're going to have a bunch of modules in the game, and you just choose 2 of those, shuffle them in. You'll take the objective from those modules, as well as some other bonus cards and other things from that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take all the cards that you need, shuffle them up, deal them out between 2 players, and then you just work your way through that deck, exploring different areas. And you've got 3 different environments that you can explore, as well as going back to camp to do different things. And then you're just trying to gather the correct resources that you need in order to complete objectives and eventually find these different pieces of the cave painting in order to win the game before you yourself get got.
It's true. And I would say this game is extremely thematic. That was one of the biggest reasons this game was so high for me for the longest time. And the only reason it's dropped is just because we've kind of seen what there is to see. We've played this game so much. And I don't know, have we completed all of the scenarios or just about?
Just about.
Like one left?
Yeah, we have one left, and it is the hardest scenario,
Which
and
is why.
they are not joking on that one.
No. So anyway, this game is very thematic, and it's such a fun setting. I don't really know a lot of other games that do this theme this well, where you feel like you're in it, the way the card system works, the way you get to work together with a helping hand. Like, this is way too hard. I can't do this, but I can help you. Is there something I can help you with? And we can still get the resources that we need. So it's just a really great working together game.
And I was just really impressed with how they brought that theme across with basically just cards.
Yeah.
It's legitimately just exploring through cards, which that system of exploration is really fun.
It is.
We haven't played another game that does it like that.
No. Is there even another game?
I don't know that there is, but it's just a lot of fun where you have your deck, you draw 3 cards, you have an idea of what may be in each of those environments, but they like to really throw twists at you, so you're never quite sure.
Which, that was something I remember that they used to, like, promote the game. Like, you truly don't know what you're going to see, and boy, are they great. Yeah.
Which, it's not done overly to where it's like, there shouldn't even be a guide of what you should expect.
Right.
You should expect to see certain things behind each one.
But you might get a surprise.
Yeah, there's just enough of that in there to where it's like,
I agree. I think they balance it well.
Yeah. So that makes it a really fun one to pull out. Paleo, our number 46.
Our number 45 is Meadow.
Meadow is a fun tableau building game, really, where you are going to be playing cards out in front of you in order to earn points. You'll also be getting landscape cards out in front of you as well. And you're just going to be collecting these with a fun card drafting mechanic where you've got 5 different options that you can use. these little fence posts where you're going to either put them out on the card drafting board, and you have numbers 1 through 4 and then a wild. And if you put a 1 on a certain space, you just follow the arrow, move 1 space, grab that card. If you have a 2, vice versa. And once you place your fence post there, no one else can place there again. So you're limiting yours and other players' options as you place these out. So you really have to puzzle that out. But then there's also the other side of the fence post where you get special abilities that you can use that are pretty powerful throughout the game. And you can place those on a different board where you can do that special ability. You won't be taking a card, but you can also score bonuses based on the different icons that you have in your meadow.
For sure. And I wouldn't say this game is very thematic. I guess you are going through a meadow and discovering what's there, but I don't know. I don't feel a theme when I play this. I just see pretty cards, beautiful artwork that you are placing out in front of you, and then you're just comboing what icon needs to be met for another card to be played, and then more icons means more points. It's just a big puzzle of getting the right icons with the points, but also the same icons out at the same time to get bonus points. So it is more of a thinky game than I think I was ready for with Meadow.
It is sneaky in that way.
It is. Like, your brain hurts a little bit more than you think it would just by looking at that cover. You're like, oh, that's beautiful. It looks peaceful, but you don't feel relaxed at the end of this. You definitely feel like your brain's been through a workout.
Definitely can at times, for sure. And this is one that I think did get helped. It's a really fun base game, but the expansion, this is one of the better expansions that we've gotten for a board game.
I do love the expansion.
Yeah, that downstream, I really enjoy the river cards that it adds, as well as working your way down that river. That's a really fun time. So, Meadow, that's a good one. Our number 45.
Our number 44 is Sleeping Gods.
Man, Sleeping Gods. This game is one that made it really high on our list for a little bit because we really love the idea of the game. That's that open world concept. As in Sleeping Gods, they drop you onto a map and tell you, go find some totems in order to get out of this place. And you're like, oh, okay. They kind of gently direct you towards one island, but nothing forces you to go there.
Yeah.
And then you're just, let's see where this takes us. And you just make decisions in that way. And then there might come across a story beat when you go to an island where you have to make decisions as you work your way through that, succeed on certain checks or whatever using your different characters. And that's pretty much the game.
I would say this game does do a good job at being thematic because the story really comes to life. The map really brings it to life, just the way you travel through with your ship. The upkeep of the ship, I would say, is very thematic.
Yeah, it's busted quite a bit, for sure.
It sure does. But, yeah, I think this game is lower on the list because I just felt like the scenarios were very difficult, and it was really hard for the upkeep of all the characters that you have to play with. Especially, we tackled this as a 2-player, so it's like, I think I had 4 people.
Yep.
That was a lot. I think this game would be more enjoyable with more people to scatter out how many people you have to be.
Yes.
I also thought that there was a lot of battles we came into contact with that it's just like, there's no way we can win this. And that was very defeating. And so that's why it's lower for me, but it is still a great system, I would say.
Yeah. It's a fun experience. I look forward to getting back into it.
When we have more time, I think, to dedicate.
Yeah, I definitely think something's holding it back for now. It just definitely felt difficult, a little tedious even, to just sail.
Right, the boat itself, was tedious, I agree.
Just that little mechanism of having to move the boat was just one more thing, the wear and tear. I get where they're going with that, and it does really draw you into the theme, and maybe it wouldn't be as bothersome, but yeah, we were playing at a time where we wanted to get really far and get as much into the game as we could, and it just felt like in the shorter amount of time that we were able to put into it, there were so many things holding you back that maybe if we were a little freer, wouldn't have felt as constricting. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So that's Sleeping Gods. Looking forward to getting back into it. Hopefully it rises back up because I do really love the concept and idea of it.
Yes.
Our number 44, Sleeping Gods.
Number 43 is Ishtar, Gardens of Babylon.
Been on a little bit of a journey with this game.
Mm-hmm.
Ishtar, the Gardens of Babylon is an area majority game that also involves tile drafting on a little bit of a rondel board. So you're going to be drafting tiles to place out on the board, which will gather you gems from off the board that you can then spend either to grab trees that you can place out onto your tiles that you claim in order to earn points at the end of the game if you're able to control certain fountains or a wide garden that has a lot of flowers on the tiles. You're trying to do that, or you can spend them to upgrade your player board to give you special bonuses during the game. And then you also could spend them in order to move further along the track in order to get a specific tile that you want. You're just going to keep following those steps until one of those stacks of tiles is gone, and then tally up your points and see who won.
And this is another game that is more of an abstract when you sit down and play it. I don't really think you feel the grandiose of Gardens of Babylon, but
It really feels a little bit like a desert for sure.
it does. It's very brown. But you have the beautiful gems that will get placed and things like that, so that pops.
The
But
components are beautiful.
they are. It's a very well done, good quality game. And it is a fun puzzle of putting your pieces out, of trying to get the majority, and you can steal somebody else's if they don't have their character token out there,
Yep.
whatever that's called.
Your
But
shepherd.
your
What
shepherd.
it was. Yeah.
So it is a very fun game, and like he said, it's just we've had a random experience with this one where we kind of see it rising. We need to start playing it more to see really where it falls, but
Yeah, because it was weird. We played it a couple times, and then for whatever reason, just bounced off it the first time,
yeah,
and didn't play it for a while.
a
and
long
then,
while.
Yeah, and then we just pulled it out and played it, and we're like, huh,
Yeah, it's
this
not
was actually pretty fun. So
Yeah.
that was just interesting with that one.
Mm-hmm.
That is Ishtar, the Gardens of Babylon, our number 43.
Our number 42 is Ice Cool 2.
Ice Cool 2 is another one I would put in the category a little bit of Catapult Feud, where it feels a little bit more like an activity than a game.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, we played this more with our kids, is just let's
Flicking
flick.
game.
Yeah, we're just going to flick these around, try to gather your fish as you flick your characters through
the
the school
doorways.
hallways. Yeah. And then you could just have a fun time trying to perform tricks with them. Like if you flick it just right on top, it'll pop it up over the side, over a wall into a new room.
That's him doing that while we play with our little kids.
Right. Or you can try to flick them and spin them just right so you can go through 2 doorways at once. You're supposed to play it almost like a one versus all game a little bit, where it's kind of every man for himself, but one player is just trying to tag all of the penguins before they get their fish, as the other penguins are trying to gather their fish. And then you can also throw in there some special ability cards into the games.
It's a very fun time. It's just the penguin pieces are so much fun. It's just like, who doesn't want a game about penguins? Components are fantastic. The way flicking actually works really well.
Yeah.
Just everything about this game is just a really fun time, and it's nothing you're going to take seriously. It's more of a silly, fun activity than anything, and it's just a good time.
Yeah. So, looking forward to playing this one some more. Our number 42, Ice Cool 2.
Our number 41 is Near and Far.
Oh, it's funny how our 2 Ryan Lockett games ended up in the same section.
I know, that is interesting.
Near and Far, this one has fallen far.
Yeah, it used to be my number 1.
It used to be
Yes.
right up there when we first got it a few years ago. So Near and Far is a campaign-esque style game. You can play it as a campaign over the course of 10 games and see who wins at the end. You just tally up all your scores from each individual game. Or you can just play it as a one-off where you are going to be taking your character up to different buildings in order to
recruit people or gather
there
resources.
It is. So you're recruiting team members to help you with specific actions like fighting or finding items or different things like that. You're going to be going up there to gather pets that will help you move further on the map or just be able to skip over danger zones. Maybe getting more cards into your hand that'll give you points at the end of the game, as well as bonuses that you can use throughout the game if you're able to build those in time. As well as going to mining, you can duel with each other. But the majority of the game is going to be done on this map section where you're going to be traveling around, placing tents in order to get points. The game ends when everybody gets their tents out. You're going to place your tents down there as well as various other places. But when you place your tents on the map, you'll get the certain resources. Or, more fun, you'll come across story segments where, very similar to the Sleeping Gods, you'll read a little segment and then you'll make a choice based on that segment. And then you'll generally, in this particular game, it's a little less choosing what you would do, but more choosing which one can I do in order to get the best rewards from it. It's fun finding those different story beats around the board.
I agree, and I think this game is very thematic. Just you feel like you're going around gathering the things you need to go out and explore. And I love how this game makes it to where you want to get out and explore. You want to get to that book section of the game and either gather gold, gems, or what everybody wants is to read the stories and see what adventure you get to go on. And I love how what you gather is going to help you complete the story. It'll help your dice roll in whatever it is that you need to complete. And then no matter what, when you do complete it, whether you do it at the base completion or the max, which gives you even extra bonus, you get really good things out of it. If you lose, you do have to go back and try again at another time, but at least you get to go back and retry. And I think this is a great system. It's just a really fun game, and every time I play it, I have a really good time. And the only reason it's fallen so low, and I'd be curious where it's at in my own list, this is our combined list.
Yeah.
It's just because we've gotten to the end of the campaign, we've seen what there is to see. For the most part, obviously, we didn't go through every single story, but that's why it's fallen so far for me. But it's just a really good game with good memories.
It was really just a disappointing ending a little bit.
Anticlimactic.
Yeah, a little bit, because I think this game works better as a one-off.
Yes.
If you just choose a map.
That's how it felt.
Yeah, you just choose a map, follow those stories, because if you do it as a campaign, you almost assume that you'll find these different story beats. And for a while, it was really high because we kind of did that for me.
It randomly worked out.
It did, where I was finding all the story beats for the Red King, and I felt like I was following this guy and tracking him. But then eventually that luck ran out, and then she would find him randomly. Maybe we wouldn't find him for a couple of games, and then he'd pop back up again.
There's no conclusion to what happened with the Red King, and there was wasn't there like a queen too?
There was a queen, yeah. And then there's like... There's a witch in there as well, which wasn't...
I found a couple times.
You did, which that's also something to be aware of for getting the game. There will be some of those themes in there.
But they're not portrayed as good.
Yeah, so there's that. But yeah, and that was also very frustrating because you get these keywords and never find the conclusion to them.
I know, I had a lot of keywords that are still on my little person's card that I never got to cross off, so yeah.
Yeah, so it was really just more that has dropped it.
This game is what made me really want to get Sleeping Gods, because I loved Near and Far, but I wanted that complete story. So I'm just like, if that is what Sleeping Gods gives me, Sleeping Gods is just going to be this high. So, again, we just need to revisit Sleeping Gods at a better time.
We do.
And it is a different game. It's not the same system, which is why it all shock playing Sleeping Gods, because I think in my head I'm like, it's a Ryan Lockett game. It's going to be like Near and Far. But it wasn't, so.
Yeah, expectations. But
yeah.
Yeah, still, Near and Far, really great game, great production. Love it. Our number 41, Near and Far. And that's going to do it for part 4. We made it halfway through our journey ranking our board game collection.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you've been seeing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as a thumbs up. Hitting that notification bell would be really helpful to let you know when the next few parts drop for this journey that we're taking. You've been watching Faith and Board Games. I'm Tyler Collum.
And I'm Caitlin Collum.
Till next time, enjoy the journeys your games take you on, and stay awesome.
Bye.